Hi, and welcome to the Flute Talk podcast, where we talk about all things flute and answer your questions live on YouTube. If you want to help us out, be sure to subscribe to our channel and add us to your podcast feed over on iTunes or Google Play. And if you want to represent TFC, head over to our merch store for t-shirts, stickers, mugs, and posters. You can go to designbyhumans.com/shop/theflutechannel.
We all need sheet music, and we're proud to announce that we're working with Sheet Music Plus, home of the world's largest sheet music selection, and is a proud sponsor of the Flute Channel. Listeners will receive 15% off their order with the coupon code TFC15. So be sure to go and check out Sheet Music Plus for all your sheet music needs. And the coupon is good until July 31st, 2018.
Finally, if you're looking into buying a new flute, be sure to check out the Flute Center of New York at flutesforsale.com. With our code TFC at checkout, you'll be able to try 3 flutes or piccolos for 10 days, and whichever instrument you choose, you get an extended 18th month warranty on it. So be sure at checkout to put in the special code TFC at flutesforsale.com. Now on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Flute Talk podcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Amélie.
Hopefully this all works. We had a lot of issues this morning, but that's okay. So we're going to answer your questions. If you guys have questions in the comments, if you're watching live, be sure to answer or write them down in the comments in the chat section, and we'll answer them. But we'll start with a new question. We'll start with a question from before. This person, they're battling with high notes. I can maintain the same tone when I tongue a low G and then change to a high G. But as soon as I slur it, I can't reach the high G without my tone falling through. This goes for all my high notes. I'm not sure what I change when I tongue the notes to when I slur them. One works and one doesn't. Do you have any tips on that? I often practice tonguing the low note and then tonguing the high note slowly. Then I repeat the same process except slurring it. Sometimes it kind of works, but mostly my notes fall through. My teacher has also helped me tried to help in terms of telling me to visualize the note that I'm trying to play, as well as using my diaphragm to blow, keep the airstream directed, and a V, as you would call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's always difficult when I don't see the person.
Right.
Because it might be the opposite of what I'm saying, you know?
Exactly.
What I see sometimes when people have difficulties is that they try too hard.
Right.
They move way too much their mouth.
Absolutely.
I was giving a lesson yesterday. My student had a difficulty with a high note.
Uh-huh.
And I said, just imagine you're playing a low G and play your high B. And then it worked because he was thinking it's not going to work. So he was overworking and like especially the lips, and then came out, you know?
Right.
I think that's sometimes we do way too much with the lips. It's the upper lip stays close to the teeth, and the lower lip moves so little, you know, you don't even have to think about it. It's gonna be done by itself, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's a very, very tiny movement that goes a bit forward, you know, you go just to change the angle a little bit, and then you have to use the airspeed.
Mm-hmm. The airspeed, totally.
Yeah, and keep the mouth open inside, you know, the I would advise to try to sing the and feel what it does, like with the open throat and the like not the diaphragm, but the muscles around the diaphragm. And then sing it, and then do it with your flute.
Mm-hmm.
And look at yourself in the mirror to make sure you're not. And also, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you tongue, you might see, okay, that's it. Now you slur it. You might see that you're working more your lips, or you might see a difference, and then that's that difference that you want to work on. So you make it the same, embouchure-wise and all that. Practicing in front of a mirror is a very, very good way. Because we don't feel our bodies that well. When someone tells us, hey, you're doing, we're not aware that much. When someone says, oh, you're doing that, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm all into Pilates right now. And sometimes my teacher just puts me back in alignment, and I didn't know I was out because I don't see my body. The way we feel it is not necessarily what is really there.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's why a mirror is a good way, recording yourself. But in that case, it's really a mirror. But
yeah, really, yeah,
you know,
right.
And that's why a good teacher that can observe you and say, "Oh, that's it," because we have, yeah, as you said, what word did you use? Perception. Yeah.
Awareness, yeah, perception, yeah. Self-aware, yeah, being aware, perception. Yeah.
That's how we become aware. You know, my posture is better now because this person is putting me back in my, oh, that's how it feels to be aligned, and that's how it felt just before. Okay, now that's how we learn and we get better at those things. More awareness. That's really pretty much all I can say when I don't see the person. For now, that's what I can think about.
That's what you can think about,
Do you have any idea?
I don't know. Like, you kind of nailed it down, I guess. Like, I mean, slur it. Can't.
Because the tongue is not supposed to change anything. I often say there's one person blowing and one person moving the fingers. The tongue really goes with the fingers because the tongue has to be synchronized with the fingers. Yeah. But the person blowing is really just doing her or his thing. You know?
Right.
It's as if we were two people playing the flute. One's like, and one's like, you know. Some teachers do that. They'll say, just blow a note and I'll change the fingering, you know. When people overwork and try to compensate with the lips too much. Because we don't have to work that hard. Yeah. Usually it's easier than what people think. And they overwork and that's what makes it difficult.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty much.
It's rare that we see a student that doesn't move enough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have questions, everyone. Or we definitely will answer all your questions today. Just to go back to... We have no topic today for the... We usually run in with the topic, but it's summer, and we just kind of want to answer all your questions. So if you guys have any questions, just line them up in the chat, and we'll answer them for a little while. And then now it's the holiday, or now it's like the holidays for you. Now you have time off, and now last week we went and saw Alexa at Orford. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Alexa
Still. We saw her play at this music camp in Orford, and we had a little chat with her because she's coming in August here in Montreal for 3 days, so that's going to be cool.
For the Montreal Flute Festival.
Right, exactly.
Where I teach and you organize, and it's a lot of fun. And also... it was interesting to hear the masterclass. I love hearing masterclasses, and
me too.
I sit there and I'm like, okay, what would that student need to work on? Like, what would I say to help this person? And I listen to the teacher who's there, and I'm like, oh, that's how she brings it, and yeah, that's interesting. I learn a lot from that.
Yeah, I learned a lot from just me. It was really about, for me, for instance, it was just like being able to listen to the piece away from myself, like be able to understand like how the flute and piano work together, how important the piano part is in some pieces. In some pieces it's just very interesting to just understand, oh, there's those little parts there that I miss sometimes that the piano does, that if I really am together with them, it's going to bring something out even more.
The chamber music aspect.
Yeah, the chamber music aspect. Yeah.
Alone so much.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of when I play and when other people play, I think they play kind of alone a little bit. Like, and there's not as much time put in. If they put as much alone time in ensemble time, the quality I think would skyrocket.
As students, we usually don't have the budget.
Yeah.
To practice as much with the accompanist as we would by ourselves.
Right.
So that's a problem. But I think you can listen to recordings and really listen and only listen to the piano part for at least a few times, you know, and you can even take the music and really read only the piano part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then do it with the flute part. And go from one to the other, and also play with recordings that will help you. Oh, okay, see it as a whole instead of seeing your. Because sometimes we call pianists accompanists.
Oh, and I feel that they shouldn't be called that, to be honest.
Because, you know, depends on the piece, but so often it's chamber music. It makes us feel like we're soloists when we should be playing with
it's all
the
parts
other
are
person.
equal. Like
Yeah.
in chamber music, a lot of people don't think about it, but it's every piece is every part is treated equally. Like they
Yeah.
all have their element that needs to be in the piece in order to shine.
Yeah.
And if you treat the other person like an accompanist, it's not going to shine as much. It's not going to show, like, you know.
Yeah, because it was composed as a whole, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
so that was super interesting. Like that really.
And she's so nice.
And she's so nice. We had fun with her, and some people came up to us and noticed us, and that was kind of cool too.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We
and the
always
venue's
like
nice.
when people say,
Yeah, say hello,
we know
and we're like,
you from your
hey,
videos,
oh my
and-
god,
yeah.
yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that's fun. And then yeah.
And now it's the summer. You did a video recently about that, how to stay motivated during
Yeah, if you
the
guys,
summer.
yeah,
That's
I did that
interesting.
video, and that gives some tips and some ideas about, you know, just trying to, because the summer is this big vast of time that we think, oh, I've already done so much throughout the year, I'm just gonna rest, or you know,
It's
some
also
people.
good to rest. You need to
It's
rest.
good to rest a little bit, but I think you can do rests in between doing musical goals if you want to have musical
Yeah.
goals.
You can also play for fun more, you know, start new pieces or whatever. You know, you have more time, so I I used to like building my technique a little bit more in the summer
Yeah.
because I didn't have to learn as much repertoire, so I would do a lot of scales and all those things to
I
build
did
my
etudes
technique
a lot,
when I was
yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
And then just play through pieces so I would learn a little bit of the repertoire.
Yeah, it's good. I think so too. I think if you're really into it, if you're really into flute, even if you're not in school or whatever, like you really want to get into it, summer's a great time to, and you have time during the summer. I mean, like particularly for those people who are lucky enough to have some extra time in the summer, pick a couple pieces, learn through them, or play etudes. Like really build your understanding of the repertoire. Because even Alexa, when somebody played Doppler's Air Valac or Air Valquez or something. Air Valac, and she had never seen it before, you know. So even a person of that stature and that amount of time spent inside the flute, they still miss
There's
stuff.
still
So
repertoire
so don't ever
touch,
yeah
you know?
yeah. So don't ever think like, oh, there's too much. Yes, there is too much, but you'll never get through it. So just go through it at your leisure, you know. And yeah.
But yeah.
We have a question, I think. Yeah. So Luke St. Louis wants to know, out of curiosity, on a good day, how long can you make the low B last at mezzo forte? How long can you play a low B on your flute?
Mezzo forte? I don't know.
Oh, like 40 seconds. I can hold it for
Probably
a while.
40 seconds.
I don't know, 40 seconds
Because
ish.
if I play very very soft, I can get to 55
Yeah.
seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
So I guess if I play louder,
When I was like practicing a
40
lot and
seconds.
playing a lot, it was always over a minute. But like when I don't practice and I'm only playing, it's a little less, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of answer. We can prove. I don't know. We can show, but I think that would be a long drone for 40 seconds.
yeah,
But yeah,
might be a bit boring. if I do that.
yeah.
And also, if you do it, if you practice it, if you do it twice, usually the second time you can go a little bit longer. Like the first time it's opening your lungs, and the second time it's for me. I never, when I practice those types of things, I don't do it just once usually.
Yeah, exactly.
I do it 2 or 3
Oh
times.
yeah, do it 3
'Cause
times.
The
Me
first
too.
time
Yeah.
I'm just
No, you're just yeah.
getting back in, like my body's like, oh, that's what we're doing. And
Yeah.
then,
And one thing that helps, and I think sometimes for breathing particularly, is think in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
A lot of people always think down with breathing,
Yeah,
but actually
that's
it's
a
a
mistake.
sphere. It's like you breathe through your back. A lot of your lungs actually go to the back of your ribs.
and your lungs are here.
Yeah, they're in the back
there's
and
nothing
here.
in
They're
your
yeah.
belly.
There's nothing in your belly. Yeah,
Under the diaphragm, it's
your intestines.
intestines.
Your intestines.
So when you say put air in the belly, really, you're just pushing the intestines
Yeah,
lower. And
well, it's involuntary, so none of that really happens. It's just your your muscles are
Yeah.
pushing down on your stomach, and your stomach is on top of your diaphragm, and underneath your
Yeah.
diaphragm is your intestines.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I used to,
it's
and
your
a lot of
protector,
other organs.
and a lot of organs. Yeah, we can't count them
Yeah.
all, but that's all of them. But not the lungs, because the lungs
The
are
lungs and heart are above, and all the rest is under, I
right.
think.
Exactly.
I'm not great at anatomy, but that's
That's
what
the basics.
Yeah. Like, that's my knowledge there. But I've been told to breathe through your belly for years, you know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm not a very big person, so it was terrible for me. I was always out of breath. That was so difficult. And then I read some books about breathing, and I realized, oh, there's all this
space.
I know some teachers teach it like
that.
yeah,
but some people do, but it's not. It's rare
not
right
often,
now. It's rare right now.
Because there's this big thing with diaphragm, and I think people that are a bit maybe have a bigger chest, or I don't know.
Yeah, they have a better cavity. They have a bigger reservoir of cavity, so maybe that vibrates a bit differently. Maybe
they can. I don't know. Now that I breathe, I realized you could put air there in the ribs, and open the whole rib cage.
Yeah. Because we have enough membranes and layers in our lungs that can actually cover the surface of a football field. So, we have so much. There's a lot of room for, and it's a compressor. It actually can hold a lot in a small space.
Thinking
it's
in
like a little
3D
compressor. Thinking in 3D, yeah.
We also say that in Pilates and all those.
Right, and all those exercises.
3D, breathe.
All those type of stretching and yoga, same thing. They all say that when you watch a yoga video. Anyway,
but
so yeah.
Pushing down is also good because it means your diaphragm is going down and leaving more space for your lungs to fill. But I think that's the thing, The first step might be to push down, so you have more space to really fill. Right. But if you only push down, did you really fill them up that much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You push down the diaphragm, then the intestines, all that stuff goes out.
Yeah.
But then you didn't fill much of your lungs. You just push down your diaphragm with a little bit of air, and then you still have all that space to fill more.
Yeah.
So
because your diaphragm pushing down. Anyways, whatever. Okay, so
but another thing that is very
we can have a whole episode about that.
Yeah, so
we do have an episode about breathing, but we should make it another one.
We should make a new one because it's old.
Yeah.
It's still the same though. But
but
breathe the same way, but maybe I would add little things or change little things. Another thing that helps when you want to blow a long time is to empty your lungs first and then take the biggest breath you can. Because once your lungs are super empty, they fill in like a charm.
Like a charm, yeah.
So even I remember when I was playing with a group, and the guy, he wrote very long phrase that was solo. I was like, oh my god, how can I do it? But I had a few measures of rest before, so I would always go, and I wrote it in my music. Breathe out, breathe in, like empty your lungs or something like that. And then I would empty my lungs and then
start with a fresh new breath.
I always got all the way through it after that.
Oh, Sam Green says he loves our stuff. He's learning Syrinx at the moment. Syrinx is a nice piece.
Beautiful.
It's a very nice piece.
We also have a Just Practicing.
Yeah, we have Just Practicing about Syrinx, so you can watch that. It's an hour-long lesson, walkthrough, sort of like a walkthrough. Expel Beast wants to know has a question about orchestral auditions. He or she has an audition. I think I've got an audition for a decent youth orchestra next week, and I'm playing excerpts from Dvorak 8 and Prokofiev 5. But I still wonder how the orchestra audition process actually works. Do they play a backing track for extracts? Would they ask me to play any pick on the day or even scales? Do they give you feedback at that time? I can start a little bit of that, and then you can move on to we can.
When it's youth
trade
orchestras, it's
youth
also
orchestra,
maybe different.
It depends. Youth orchestras, if it's the youth orchestra that's based also in your city, then usually they don't. There's no backing track. You just usually play. I've never done that before. Never
heard of audition orchestra with a backtrack.
Yeah,
usually it's
you're alone and you
yourself.
play with. So you have to make sure your rhythm's nice and solid. You might see them in front of you. Might see them behind a wall. They might be behind a screen or a wall, so you won't be able to see them. You're not supposed to see them.
It all depends. I've done youth orchestras that were.
Screen,
you could see you,
and some that could see you. And some our screen.
In university, there was a screen.
Yes,
so they don't see you. You don't see them. So they're not influenced by.
Exactly.
They're just listening.
Yeah. Will they ask you to play pick? Usually, they already asked you what is required for you to play at that day. If they tell you to play pick, that's really kind of out of the blue, because usually organizations give you a sheet of music to pick, or your own choice maybe sometimes. Usually
they have a list
of
what they want, so they'll have the excerpts that they want
Yeah,
to hear.
exactly.
If there are scales, they'll
They'll write it
on that.
Yep.
If there is a solo piece, very often
They'll write
there's
it,
a solo piece, they'll either say this solo piece or a solo piece of your choice.
Right.
And if there's piccolo, they'll also
Have a piccolo section.
have a piccolo excerpt or a few piccolo excerpts.
Exactly. And do they give you feedback? Most of the time they don't.
No, I've never
Zero
had
feedback. I've
from
never
an
had
audition.
feedback. Neither have I. I've never had feedback either.
Except, it was difficult to pick. You were all so good.
Right.
As much feedback as I ever got from those experiences.
So yeah, usually they give you a sheet beforehand. If not, if they only gave you like pick two, it seems like they told you just pick two of your choice, and you picked Dvorak 8 and Prokofiev 5, or they gave you a list saying just Dvorak 8 and Prokofiev 5.
And if you're not sure, you can call them.
Yep, you can always call the organization. They totally will, or message them on Facebook or whatever. Preferably call them and ask them what it's all about, and they can email you whatever information you need. And yeah, make sure your rhythm's good, because you're playing all by yourself. They'll just say what excerpt to play, or they'll just say, please begin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and
if they're... Oh, yeah, sorry.
If you're behind a curtain, or don't talk.
Yeah, don't talk at all. Don't make any noises at all except for playing noises. If you do need to talk to them, sometimes they have a intermediary, a person who is going to bring you in. That person usually stays on the side, and if they do have a question, if you have a question, you can wave them over, tell them, and then they'll relay the question to them, because you can't tell because of the whole screen process, they don't want to know if you're a male or female. They don't want to know if it's the person that they want or a person they prefer, or they don't want to know certain things.
You don't really have that with youth orchestras,
you know what I mean?
though.
I know, there usually isn't a proctor. I remember there was a proctor in a civic orchestra I was in as a teenager. There was a proctor. There was a person that came back and forth.
In
Nobody
youth
picked.
orchestras, you have less of that political
thing.
Of,
It's true.
Oh,
You're
they
right.
already know who they know.
Yeah, but the proctor is just for you to talk to.
You have that in some professional orchestras sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. You have to watch Mozart in the Jungle for that.
Or you live your life.
You live your life. Yeah.
Live your life as a musician, and you'll see. Oh, they knew who they wanted, but that happens,
Yeah.
And anyways, even when that happened to me, I thought, well, it made me practice to go there.
Yeah, sure, exactly. It's great experience to do it, because you have to learn these pieces, anyways.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Experience is it's how you build your personality and your strength and
Maria Davis says, I plan on doing a lot of playing this summer, but I just don't know what I'll play. A lot of people have that problem. But yeah, I would say,
Does she want to some ideas, or
she just shared that knowledge out in the ether.
Cool. Maybe if you have a teacher, ask your teacher, because it's a little bit. I feel as a teacher, it's also my job to organize my students.
Mm-hmm.
Some students kind of organize themselves. I let them go, but if I see, if they'll say, "Oh, I would like to have a new piece," I don't know what, I'll guide them through it, because I know their level. I know what should be next. I know what I want to work on with them.
Exactly.
Like make a program of technique and scales, and that they can go through, or
But she does have a question after that, Maria. She says, I can play a low C clearly when I isolate it, but it never comes out clear when I play it in a piece, especially a fast piece.
It's probably because the finger... does she have a open hole flute?
Do you have an open hole flute? Let us know in the comments, Maria.
If so, it's probably because when you play fast and you bring your pinky on the C, low C key...
F sharp key goes up a bit, The F sharp?
The fourth finger probably moves a little bit and is not covering well.
Even with the plateaued key, if you lift it up a bit, it leaks. And then the actual key will go up.
Yeah, for me, it's not, when it happens to me, it's not that it lifts. It's really that it just moves a little bit on the side.
Oh,
and
so it opens up the vent, I see.
It's just a tiny bit
Oh,
open.
yeah, she does have an open hole flute.
Maybe just put a plug.
Yeah, put a plug. A plug might help.
In that F sharp key.
Yeah.
And see if it helps.
Powell makes pluggos, I think. They're pretty good. They're like metal on top, so it feels like...
plugs are better.
Yeah, plastic plugs are not so good because they sometimes tend to fall out.
Also, they don't feel good.
Yeah.
I have a student who just got a new open hole flute, and we put a couple of plugs and we're removing them slowly. And at first they were plastic. She hated them. Then I said, "Oh, we'll get you a metal ones.
Yeah.
I think you had one.
I
She
made
tried
some,
it. She was
yeah.
like,
I made
wow,
some in my
that's
life,
great.
yeah.
And then
I
now
made
she has
some,
those.
yeah. But I made some and
I
also
think at
Pluggo
the
makes
store
them.
they gave them
Yeah, they
the
gave them
plastic
the-
ones, and I said,
yeah.
Nicolas has good ones.
Yeah, I have good ones. But Powell makes one for specific hole sizes. I used to make them, but with silver, sterling silver caps on top and cork.
Because it might be that if you're able to play it, and when it's fast, you can't. It's probably just that's moving. Also, I don't know if you know the trick. You can put your pinky, rub it on your nose or behind your ear to make it a bit more, with the grease. You know, it's gonna slide better between the two keys.
Pat wants to know, how is your theory? Like music theory? I don't know. We both know music theory pretty well. You should know your music theory.
It's good.
It's good to know. It's a good compliment. It's a good compliment to play.
During my pre-university and then bachelor's degree in music, we did a lot of that. Harmony, analysis, all those things. And then during my master's, it was a master's in flute. We didn't do that much music theory anymore. But yeah. It's solid, I think.
Yeah.
It's there's always more to learn, but
yeah, for the Maria, she was saying she doesn't have a teacher, so she doesn't know what to decide to practice. She doesn't know what to learn.
What did she learn last?
Yeah, what was your last thing that you learned? Let us know. In the meantime, Sigurd de Mizar, who's also one of our patrons on Patreon, I have a question about finger exercises in Trevor Wise' book. It's the 5-note scale going back and forth. You know, da 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 da. I think it's da 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 da.
It's like a G1.
Yeah. Yeah. When going from B flat to A flat, it's not smooth. My teacher told me B flat to A flat. It's not smooth. My teacher told me that my fingers are not closing the keys at the same time. My teacher told me to practice slower. While it sounds okay when it's slow, I can't go faster. Do you have any suggestions on this? Well, B flat can be fingered different ways. Yeah.
I think
you got
what
something.
you could do.
You want me to get it for you?
I don't know if I need it.
No, you don't need. Oh, okay. Sorry, because I thought you were turning. Yeah.
Like sometimes I. So is it this D flat to A flat like this? Is it this one? This exercise?
I think it's that. You have to keep that thing away from there because that's it's so close to those gears. Okay.
So is it this one?
But she means,
is it this exercise?
Yeah, but it means B flat to A flat. I mean.
B flat? No, D flat. You said.
No, I said B flat. B flat to A flat.
B flat.
Yeah, B flat
to A flat.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
With the 3 fingers
I
going
guess so.
down.
Yeah, I guess it's that. Yeah, that's what they say there. From B flat to A flat. When going from B flat to A flat, the 5-note scale going back and forth.
Maybe just put your
So if we have E flat major, so if we have E flat major, we have B flat and A flat.
Okay. Well, just put your thumb on the B flat key. This way you have less fingers working.
Oh yeah, B flat key.
Whoop, what have I done?
What have you done? You put down the A flat thing.
Instead of.
Oh my god. Sorry. Yeah. It's like 50% slower and not as good. Yeah.
It's way more difficult.
Yeah, it's way
I used to be
difficult.
so good with that because I would never use the thumb.
Yeah.
I was crazy good with that fingering. And then I started using the thumb fingering. But why not? You know, it sounds better, it's easier. Sometimes when I do scales, I'm like, okay, let's work a little bit so I don't lose it. Then I use this one. But maybe if you use the thumb, and then it's just 3 fingers all going in the same direction. Because if you do it like this, you have 3 fingers going up and 1 finger going down. And that becomes difficult. When that happens, what I do is that I focus on the fingers going up and I don't think too much about, because you can't put your attention everywhere.
Right, exactly.
And since it's more natural to cling on to things, you know, to close your hand and open it. Like we see babies, they hang on our fingers, and old people, they usually have their hands more closed than open. It's more natural, you know. We always go back to closing our hands. you need more energy to lift the fingers and to bring them down.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so I just focus on that. If I want to do it, I focus on what's going up all the time. Because I can think about both at the same time.
Yeah, he says, oh, about the B flat thumb key, do you build up tension on the left hand, the area right under the left thumb?
No. If that happens, it's probably because you're not putting your finger under the flute here.
Uh-huh.
And then you're holding it like this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then that muscle, it's going to hurt.
It's going to cause a lot of
you have to put your finger like a little hook.
Yeah,
almost.
It's a hook.
And then you put the flute here.
Yeah, just let it rest there. That's
under
one of the points
the
of contact.
You know the second key here that has nothing, no hole under?
Yeah.
You put your finger there, and then boom, then...
Boom.
Yeah, no tension. And also, you use that hand to push.
Oh yeah, use the right hand. Yeah, use
the
right hand.
You lock your both hands like this.
Yeah.
Then
there's
you're
no
not.
rock
You don't
stroke,
have to
there's
hold.
no nothing. Yeah.
You don't think about holding it up,
No,
but really
forward.
it's horizontal forces. There's nothing.
No vertical forces. Yeah. That helps
a lot.
Zabeth444 is wondering, they want to know about the Flute Festival. I was thinking about signing up for 3 days, but it asked for submitting performance pieces. I'm not sure I'm at the performance level. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to put performance. You don't have to put any pieces if you're not going to perform. If you're going to audit and just be there to observe, there is opportunities to play in the morning class without putting performance pieces on. So just sign up. Yeah.
The way it works is that in the morning I give the class, and it's open.
It's an open, yes, for everyone.
There's no accompanist during that time. It's you have a question a bit like right now about
with
anything,
flute is everyone
but
around.
everyone's there.
And then
I usually ask everyone at the beginning of the first day what they want to work on.
Yeah.
And then we work on that. And after that, if someone wants to play a piece or a study or whatever you want to play, it can also be some girl last year. She said, I want to work on my diminuendo on high notes. Yeah. We worked on that for 5-10 minutes, and then another person had something else. And it's really like a improv.
It's a laboratory. It's a laboratory.
It's improvised.
Yeah, it's improvised. Yeah, but it's
we usually also. There's a little part less improvised where I prepare a little warm up we do together.
Right, that's
and
great.
we all play at the same time, so it makes people feel a bit more comfortable.
Exactly, and then you can approach the next afternoon.
Last year I liked it because I even brought some cannons, so we played in little cannons,
little groups. Yeah,
it was just fun. Easy.
Yeah,
it sounds
it's easy.
good right away because it's. And it makes people feel more relaxed. And then in the afternoon, it's the master class with a pianist, and it's Alexa Still.
And it's with people who want to, kind of they want to play with flute piano and get her expertise about that. So,
Some people decide to participate in both. Some people decide to participate in the morning and only listen in the afternoon.
Listen in the afternoon, which is, exactly. And it's encouraged that go to the afternoon class. Yeah, you should go to both. It's for both.
People who don't play in the afternoon class usually attend
and learn
and listen, and you learn so much from just listening. And last year we had people that thought they wouldn't play at all.
Right, exactly.
Not even in the morning.
Right.
But they played in the morning, and then they said, "Oh, I loved it. Next year I'm gonna play in the afternoon."
Right, exactly.
But it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
You go how you feel.
Exactly.
If you don't feel like presenting a piece, maybe you'll say, "Oh, I'll play it for Amélie," and then maybe next year you'll feel like playing for Alexa.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like the first step.
Wow. But just the afternoon class is first come, first serve. That's the only thing we have with that. So whoever did sign up as a performer gets that first preference to at least play for her once, and then we see if there's... We don't decide over if you're better or not. No, it's nothing like that. It's really first come, first serve. It's because if you wanted to be in the festival first, and you signed up first, you paid first, you get first choice.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. What it is for us is to know that you can play the piece enough so that it can be taught in a class. You know what I mean? Like that you're able to have that type of ability, of any type. You could be playing a great two-piece, It could be any piece, but as long as you know it
enough,
so that can be an experience.
Yeah, because she's not going to teach you the notes.
Exactly. It's about more about further, ensemble and musicality.
But she also teaches a lot about tips. Yeah. Sometimes she will see that the way they're holding their flute, she will work on that. Sometimes, like the piece is there, but sometimes she doesn't talk that much about the piece either.
Exactly.
Sometimes she'll see that, that person needs to breathe better, and she'll start working on breathing.
Exactly.
So we shouldn't put that much emphasis on the piece either. It's
Yeah,
there,
totally, yeah.
But it's also a pretext in a way.
It's a pretext, yeah. So
to just improve.
So yeah, be sure to sign up. We would love to have you there. It's a lot of fun. People from all over the world are coming this year again, so that's really cool.
That's nice.
And it's nice, and we hang out after every night as well. So we chill, we talk about flute, we talk about life, whatever. You know, it's really fun
last
and
year
really
it was
chill.
just 2 days. We hung out more on the second day because we had to practice. I remember for the concert on the first night.
But I definitely go out with them and stuff, and people, you guys kind of trickle in. But it's 3 days now, so we have a bit more.
We'll try to
chill more time with that.
Sometimes we have to practice for the concert.
Of course, yeah, makes sense.
Because
makes sense.
we don't see each other that much.
Yeah,
we practice once and then we do a concert.
Exactly.
That's exciting.
So enough of that with the festival. If you guys want to come, MontrealFluteFestival.com, and it's August 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, okay. So Hannah Willis wants to know. So we have double and triple tonguing in marching band, and I'm having trouble doing them. Any tips? How many people? Usually between 12 and 20 people show up to the festival. I just wanted to answer that. Yeah. And it's pretty.
It's very recent.
It's very recent. It's the 3rd year in a row, and we're growing. It's amazing. We're having a lot of fun. We don't want it to be too massive because we only have a certain amount of space, and
if it becomes bigger, we'll maybe do.
Yeah, we have bigger aspirations. Next year will be 4 days.
Yeah. And
then the 5th year will be 5 days. That's part of our 5-year plan.
And eventually, we would like to go in different cities and meet people.
Yep,
and
that's a new project that we're gonna do. Sort of, we're gonna do little mini flute channel days.
Yeah.
In cities in the United States and in Canada.
A bit like
and in Europe,
what
maybe.
we're doing now, but with people there that can play, and then we help, and then we can have dinner. And then
dinner. We have a concert. Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to the double tonguing, triple tonguing.
We have a video about that.
We do.
So you can watch that. And also, I'll still say something. Just watch the video.
Stop watching this and go watch the video. No, don't do that.
Start with the ka. Okay, so ka.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the back of your mouth, and it's, you know, when you say karate or constant.
Constant.
Or any word in ka.
Triple tonguing is like, Oh, you mean with the double tonguing?
No, let's start with
double
one
tonguing.
thing.
Yeah. Good.
Doesn't
I
matter.
didn't know if you were.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's exactly.
So sometimes it's because people don't know how to do the ka very well. So you go and just practice your ka like this. I'm just doing ka right now. Ka. You can also practice it just with air. And then you do taka. You can do a scale and you double each note. You can also take one note and I do it fast. You should start slowly. You can even start like that, you know? Then when you get better at it, you can go faster. You can also practice it just, I used to do that a lot. Just while doing the dishes, taking a walk, whatever. And I do it upside down too. So I do kata. And when I have a piece that's all double tonguing, like this one, I usually practice kata a couple of times. And then it becomes easier to do it the right way. And for triple tonguing, it's the same thing, except you go ta-ka-ta, ta-ka-ta. You finish with the ta and you start again with the ta. Ta-ka-ta, 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 ta-ka-ta. And you have to practice it.
Yeah.
So it becomes easy. And I also practice it upside down. I do kataka, 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 kataka. When you're able to go katakaka, doing becomes easy.
Exactly.
But it's just making those little links in your brain, you know. You have to do it often, and then that link becomes super. It's like a very good road,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's like a little road with stuff in it that you can't really drive
Traverse through. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps, Hannah. Hopefully that makes things a little bit better. You
I
can
think
try
you
other
wanted
stuff
to say
out.
something. It's just I wanted to finish my
I don't
idea.
remember. That's okay. It's all good.
Sorry.
Oh, it's not a big deal. Also practice on the bus is what somebody else said. Yeah, practice waiting anywhere. Just go
Yeah,
anywhere. Yeah. Now, do you ever practice and what and why the fingers without blowing at all? At all, yeah. Do you use something? We don't use this, but like, do we use like a gizmo like the Numo Pro? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. But you know, like practicing
thing?
without your fingers, I guess. You know, like.
Is it the thing you fill up with air? I don't understand the question.
Yeah. How do you ever practice the fingers without blowing at all?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
often.
I do that often too. I do that with a pencil sometimes too. I do it with I used to do it with the pencil when I was on the bus. I would just play on the pencil like that, and
I do it on my own fingers like this.
Yeah, we do that. Sort of, yeah, exactly.
Right now I'm playing.
But you also practice, yeah, exactly.
And I kind of do it all the time. For me, it's a tick.
Yeah, it's a tick, yeah.
It's a thing I just do. I've
seen you practice without breathing in the flute. Sometimes you with the flute.
Oh, I breathe. It's just.
Yeah, you breathe, but you don't.
But I don't make a sound. I could go.
Yeah, sure.
So this way you practice your tongue, your fingers, and you still use the. Just
for like tricky passages and stuff, you could.
Or when you don't want to disturb the neighbors.
Right. Exactly.
Or when you're very tired and maybe you just want to practice a little. I don't know. There might be different reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you have any other questions, let us know. We kind of caught up already.
You know, if you practice so much, your ears are tired. You might want to.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Use that. But I think he was also talking about the thing to blow in. You try to fill it up.
I don't know because it just says
I don't have that.
Gizmo or Pneumatic Pro. We don't have any. Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Pneumatic. It means it's a blowing.
Numo Pro. Numo Pro.
Numo.
Okay, Numo. Sure.
Because longs in French, it's.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
so
Numo,
you know better than I do. Yeah.
So it's a long thing.
Long thing, yeah.
But I know those things. I don't have one.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like
we don't have that.
No. But I think we've seen them being used sometimes.
Oh yeah, when I was in different camps, I remember tuba players. They would bring those things everywhere. Mm-hmm. And they would graduate, you know, from.
Sure.
I don't know. I say 5 liters, 8 liters, and then I'm like, I don't know how many liters it was. I had all. I'm just saying random numbers, but they would change the size of their bag once in a while. Mm. I think it's good. It's just. I never really worked with that.
Another question is in Sonori's in the Moyse book, page 15.
Okay.
Attacking and slurring of tones. First exercise. What do you make of this his rather like a vibrating pizzicato recommendation? Oh, he recommends something in that book? Oh yeah, it's like... that's right. Oh yeah, I think it's that.
I don't think he really means vibrating as much as making the note vibrant.
Vibrant. I think it's like I think it's like a, yeah.
I think he doesn't want the note to sound dead. He wants the note to sound alive and vibrant, but not necessarily vibrate the note.
Because like violinists,
but
they're trying to, like, we're not
because when you
violinists.
When you think vibrato, usually for me, I feel I support better. Mm-hmm. And I make the notes more alive, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of that idea, but I don't really vibrate it, because if I play it without thinking about that, it can sound dead a little bit, but know, there's...
Exactly. Oh, something's going on with there. Hopefully it's okay. We lost the connection, and now it's going back. Oh, it's going back and forth. We're good.
Okay.
It crashed.
I was
It
frozen
crashed,
like this.
yeah.
It was not
We should
pretty.
just play a trick. Yeah, so it's going back. It's just, again, lots of problems this week for that. But we're going to have regular videos coming out soon. We have some music videos that are going to be coming out soon. Real music videos.
Yeah.
I have some stuff that are going to be really, really cool. And, yeah. Okay, so the other question, so that's hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully it didn't cut out at that moment. But somebody, Expo Beast wants to know, I recently started piccolo and I'm finding it a bit difficult transitioning between the piccolo and flute. Will it just come with time, or is there general mistakes that people make?
I don't know. I think it comes with time.
I think it comes with a little bit of time.
But I think I said it before. For me, when I go, especially from piccolo to flute,
Right.
it's like this new thing, you know. I just take a second to adjust, really feel where I am, where my fingers are, because, you know, you're there, then you go like this. It feels like you're not in the right spot. So I just take a second for my brain to really register where everything is. And then you know, and also, yeah. It's just from one to the other, and also the way of blowing is a bit different, you know. When it's so small, you go, and then you have to open a bit differently, I think, in the mouth when you play the flute. But for me, it's just that. But she's not the first person saying that it's difficult to go from he or she.
Sorry.
That's difficult to switch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But
because it is a smaller hole to blow in, so it takes. I guess that sensation is really affecting them. Maybe
I think it's a sensation thing.
Yeah.
So you just need it needs to be like programmed.
Pre-built, built.
And then you just go, okay, now I'm going there. Okay, I feel it.
Right.
Because sometimes we try to go from one thing to the other without stopping and thinking. We think things are going to be automatic, but I think the automatism has to be to think about it.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Transitions are always difficult.
Yeah.
In life in general. And, you know, when you teach a group and you transition, that's when you lose the group.
Right.
From one activity to the other. Or, you know, but when you're used to it, you can think, oh, transition is coming. Here's how I'm going to work on that transition.
Right.
So I think it's mostly just building a habit of thinking about that.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think so. So, well, before we answer the last question, if you have one question you really want us to answer, we'll answer that. But we're just going to first talk about a couple things. Our Patreon. If you guys want to help us out more on Patreon, this helps us sort of get more videos out. Helps us create more, and it goes by the whole monthly payment type of platform. You can donate as little as $1 a month, and that helps us make more videos and makes us want to do this even more, because this is something we truly love to do. We really love the community. It's a lot of fun, and this helps us make more time, because we only can use the time we have to.
We live in a material world.
Exactly. So you guys can go to patreon.com/theflutechannel, and you can go there and donate as little as $1, or you can donate whatever you like per month. And we have little perks there, like having a lesson with Emily online for a reduced rate via Skype. And and also if you want as well, we have what else do we have? We have so many other things, don't we? Oh, you can also, if you have sheet music and you want to buy sheet music, you can go to sheetmusicplus.com. They're the largest sheet music.
Sheetmusicplus.com.
Yeah, sheetmusicplus.com.
And you can what is the code? TFC?
Yes, it's TFC 15.
15.
Yeah.
Why 15?
Because you get 15% off your.
Okay, I have to remember that, because someone was asking me, and I was saying you can have a rebate, and then I couldn't really remember anything.
Yeah, or you can click our link as well, but that gives you 15% off of your first purchase, and that gives us, just to be transparent, that gives us a percentage back. Then that helps us as well. Goes right to us and goes to building more videos and stuff like that. So that helps too. So you can go to sheetmusicplus.com and use the code TFC15. All that information is in the description on most of our videos, including this one. Also, be sure to, if you want to find a new flute and you're anywhere in the world, be sure to check out the Flute Center of New York at flutes for sale, the number 4, sale.com. So flutesforsale.com. And there you can use the code TFC and you can get to try up to 3 or 4 flutes for 10 days. Mm-hmm. They ship it to you. And you keep the one you want to keep.
The shipping is free, I think.
Shipping is free. Shipping is free. And you get an extended warranty to 18 months instead of the traditional 12 months. Mm-hmm.
I think you don't even have to buy it if you want to try them and you didn't like any
if you don't like any of them, you can just return them back.
You just have to make sure you're careful with jewelry so you don't rub anything.
Exactly. No jewelry on your fingers and all those types of things.
Tell everyone.
They put a little thing inside to make people know, but you can also call them as well, Flutes at the Flute Center of New York. And they have the largest collection of flutes. We're dealing with the largest collection of sheet music and the largest collection of flutes. So
they're very knowledgeable.
Super knowledgeable, yeah.
If you have
they're all flutists that work there. Everyone that works there is a flutist. So.
I think they all have like a master's in flute
at least,
or more. That's
exactly.
Incredible.
Yeah, so and it works anywhere in the world.
It also gives us something.
That as well, if you use the code TFC with them at checkout or through the telephone, you tell them that you are through the Flute channel, you knew this deal from the Flute channel. That helps us as well. Very much as well. So if you're going to buy a flute, do that. They have, like I said, they have the largest selection, and we have a playlist of about 10-12 videos of various levels of flutes that you reviewed and talked about a little bit on each flute. So we have a flute. We talk about a flute of almost every price range on our channel and brand usually. So you can definitely check that out there. And also, if you guys want to go to a flute festival this year, make sure to come to ours.
It's the best.
At the Montreal FluteFestival.com, where Amelie is going to be a teacher there, and Alexis Still from Oberlin Conservatory. It's a 3-day festival, August 15th, 16th, and 17th.
And there's a concert.
And there's a concert as well, and there's morning classes. They're a couple hours long, and afternoon classes, and we hang out and stuff as well. And it's a really cool place to learn. Even if you're from debutante, like a beginner, to advanced, it's really a great place to really develop and increase your knowledge about music and the flute. So you can check that out at
friends.
And making friends. It's obvious.
No, but it seems a bit, but we've had people that made friends too.
Yes, it's a melting pot.
It's fun because
totally.
those festivals you meet people that like the same things as you like.
Totally.
So. Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, you can check that out at MontrealFluteFestival.com.
I like when people make friends.
Yes.
Friendships are good.
So we'll answer with 1 or 2 more questions. Vermont Counterpoint wants to know, we haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? I'm currently playing Mozart D major. Do you have any tips? Do we ever do Mozart D major?
I think we did.
We did a just practicing a Mozart D major of the first movement. I think not all movements, but
yeah, it's intense. Huh?
It's intense. Everyone, I think
that has you hold that note for 4 bars. Like, what am I gonna do with that?
You're gonna listen to You're gonna listen to the other parts.
I know.
Because the other parts are awesome.
Exactly. So maybe the thing we should say is listen to the full thing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of call and answer in Mozart.
Yeah, and
it's all call and answer all the time.
We tend to just think about our part and stress over it when maybe if you
just
listen
the piece
to the whole
itself
thing.
Has put so much stress on it. There's so many. Oh my God, it's
because
ridiculous.
of all it's an audition piece, and it's like everyone has to know it, but that it starts with a big scale and a trill. That's
But everyone puts so much stress on that trill. It seems like I remember somebody who used to play those trills. For some reason, I knew the piece before they did. And they were playing those types of trills and other pieces perfectly fine. And then as soon as they were starting to learn Mozart, it went into the toilet. Like they were so scared of that D trill. Yeah, see? 'Cause I think it's some psychological thing. There you go, yeah. Right, yeah.
This goes dum bum ba-da-dum bum. You just hold it. You're discreet, you know.
You're super discreet,
and then show you can vibrate or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to oboe players play it too. That helps
And also
with
what
style.
I do now is I don't go and do but I think I say it in the video.
You say it in the video.
I don't go and do the C sharp like this with the pinky. I leave those 3 fingers there.
Those 3 fingers.
I go,
flattens it a bit.
Da da da.
Yeah.
Way less fingers.
Way less fingers to move.
So it's way easier.
That's a nice dirty trick. Yeah, I like it.
Huh?
It's a nice dirty trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
also
good.
that trill, you can't trill 5 times on it. Just do it once.
No.
You know, try to make it nervous.
And it's just a moment. It just passes by. You know, like
and
it's
then the
not.
rest, it's happy and it's
it's a happy piece.
Opera music. It's operatic. You have different characters talking to each other and
If you have a further question, you can go on that video, comment on there, and we will definitely try to elaborate further on it with you.
Yeah, totally.
Last question. Yeah.
And articulation, it's so important.
Oh, articulation's the most part. Sorry, yeah.
Make it clear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think that was the only question. Another Emily B. They're just saying that they've also started piccolo recently, and they don't have difficulty changing instruments. It happens to some people. Some people get it, some people don't. You know, some people eventually get it. Is what I mean.
We don't all have the same difficulties. Yeah.
Your clone apparently does.
Doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, yeah.
My homonym.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers everybody's questions. This was a great little live stream. Hopefully we'll have the video out. I know how the way we're doing it right now is a bit different than usual, but like I said, we do this every 2 weeks. If you miss it, you can definitely find us on iTunes and on Google Play as the actual podcasts, and you can listen to us there on your way to work or whatever. And be sure to leave comments all over on our channel and our community page on our YouTube main channel page. And next week we'll be just practicing again, and we'll be doing that. No, we didn't pick yet, but I think we're gonna try to do Fourier and stuff because we're gonna be doing music videos soon, and those music videos will coincide with the just practicing. So we'll try to release the video just after or just before just practicing, so you guys can watch that and then watch the just practicing about how to play it. That's good. And that's gonna go on for quite a while because we have a special 10 videos to make with that. We have a special partnership with TomPlay, which you're going to see a bit more information about that in the near future. TomPlay is this playback app where you can play with the music and play with authentic music in the background, backtracks with real musicians.
If it's a piano, it's not MIDI.
It's not MIDI, or an orchestra, or exactly. And you can change the tempos to different tempos, so it's really interesting. So you can play it very slow, very fast, up to tempo. You can record yourself and all that, and that's going to be something that's going to be coming up soon. There's a really cool partnership that we have with them, so that's going to be cool. TomPlay. If you type that in your app in the App Store or in the Android Play Store, you'll be able to find it and register and check it out. So yeah, I'm Nick.
And I'm Amélie.
Thanks everyone.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.